And Hannah, to talk more about drones in the U.S. and what this means for privacy of everybody, you and I, is radio host Alex Jones. Alex, thanks so much for being with us. Now, of course, lots of reports that drones are expected to be kind of this new, relatively cheap surveillance tool for law enforcement in the U.S. From what I understand from reports, though, right now, FAA rules, which guide this and regulate this, are pretty tight. It's a little bit difficult to do, but that by 2013, they're expected to be very much expanded, and it'll be very easy for police across the country to routinely fly lightweight drones, unarmed drones, up to 400 feet above the ground all over the U.S. Is this a problem?
Well, it is a problem, and they're already doing it in Texas, Florida, you name it. The local police are. They just call it testing. So as long as it's testing and research under federal grants, they do it. There are drones in the last 6 years all over Houston, drones above Austin that the state police have. Right here where I live, I've seen a police drone fly above my house, and a week later saw on the news that they had been testing it. One night I got home late at night, saw another small drone fly by at 3 in the morning from working late, and a few weeks later, indeed, they were testing a drone. But going back 8 years ago, they tethered over most U.S. cities at 100,000 feet giant Homeland Security blimps that are out of the sight of most people, but with telescopes, folks have picked them up. They're unmanned with the solar power on the top. They're propeller-driven. And it's a lot cheaper than satellites. So they're also using the Cold War spy satellites, admittedly now, to surveil the American people. Local police are getting access to that to harass farmers and people that build a barn unauthorized in this once free nation. But really, this is a Terminator-style Skynet. But it's not machines from the future running it. It's the Pentagon, and MIT and others in the 70s wrote about by 2012. Funny that they projected that they wanted to have almost the entire military system, the tanks, the soldiers, all of it to be things like swords, battle robots that they've been using for 6 years at least of the 8-year war in Iraq. And so this takes the human element out. For now, it's humans piloting them like it's a video game, killing people, and it's okay to kill 50 innocent for every person they claim is a terrorist. They're in sovereign nations, so it's the global government Skynet, and that's why they're trying to convert the entire military over to drones and robots, and even robot-run aircraft carriers where the robots will work on the robots.
All right,
so
Alex, can I get in here? Can I get in here for a second?
Sure,
I want to talk. It's okay. No, you have a lot to say. I want to know, you're talking about drone use in other countries as a weapon. I want to talk a little bit about what privacy issues it brings up at home, the use of spy drones for surveillance. I know there are cameras in many cities of the United States that monitor the streets, Chicago being a great example, and many of the residents complain about that. They say it infringes on their privacy, it's misused. The cities will say, if you're in public, you don't have a right to expect privacy. I'm guessing you would argue that this surveillance is out of line based on your beliefs in general. Is that fair to say?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you go back.
So then my question to you is this drone technology being used to surveil the country essentially the same thing, or do you see this as raising different privacy issues?
The United States 7 years ago, 8 years ago, was declared a war zone by the Pentagon. We have NORTHCOM, just like CENTCOM, SOUTHCOM, AFRICOR, AFRICON, all of this. So yes, it's officially a war zone, and the Pentagon and the MIT magazine 3 years ago bragged that this is a surveillance control grid, a net, and they use Google to track everybody and to be able to predict future trends in populations. But it doesn't belong to the U.S. government or U.S. military. It belongs to the private Federal Reserve, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America that have seized Europe, seized the United States. It's a technocracy. The Trilateral Commission talks about that. And 10 years ago, they said, oh, don't worry, all these federally funded cameras, they're for traffic. Now they admit they're putting face scanning software in, license plate reading, passive MRI, brain scanners, mobile TSA trucks. They're going to herd people through and claim, well, the computer shows you're guilty, you disappear to the gulag. This is real tyranny, came to Russia and China in the past. It's come to America. The whole world's in danger. We've been seized. This is a Mayday situation. The Republic has been taken. We are the resistance here in America at Infowars.com.
All right, Alex. I want to thank you for weighing in on what you perceive to be the issues surrounding the possible expansion of spy drones in the United States. That was radio host Alex Jones.